Hello, Belleville East Lancers. It's time for this week's 5-Question Friday. Remember, Lancers, someday you will be an adult and you'll get to choose the profession that you want to do and you'll get to follow the dreams that you have. So this week's special guest is Mr. Joe Jarvis, who is the owner of Jarvis Electric, and he is a Belleville East graduate, class of 1998. Is that right, Joe?
That is correct.
That is correct. All right, Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do on a daily basis? How does your life work these days at Jarvis Electric?
Okay, so we started Jarvis Electric in 2013. It was just me and my brother. We partnered together. We turned that around in 7 years to doing basic electric work on residential to commercial and industrial. We are one of the top LED lighting contractors in the state of Illinois. So we carry work that we do with Ameren. We are one of contractors that do work for Ameren, lighting throughout the state. These days, we've got 32 employees here, roughly 18 to 20 electricians at any one point, and the rest are administration, including my mom and dad. Our sister does work here as well, and our older brother does work here as well. So day to day is looking towards the future of what we're doing. So we've got administration that take care of the day to day for the electrical and the lighting and the customer's needs. My brother and I are now looking more towards what are we going to venture into? What are we going to take our money and invest in so that we can keep the ball turning for the other companies that we do own. There's 6 total companies that we own through the mother being Jarvis Electric. We have different construction ventures that we're in that coincide with the work that we do every day to try and help revenues coming in from different places to help pay for the downturns in the construction trade. So you have downturns, and we try and supplement money coming in from all different areas so that we're not lacking with money to spend to make more money. So that's
downturns like, a worldwide pandemic that breaks out because of a lab in China, right?
Yeah, correct.
That we all knew was coming a year ago, right?
Yes. I can honestly say our trade has not slowed down a bit since this whole thing has happened. We have seen some construction trades slowing down, but we have gained a little bit of speed here during this. Everybody's been at home and wanting to do projects. So our service side, the side that we service every day, a 2-hour need, a 4-hour need, it's increased, 150%. So it's a lot.
Wow. But you're prepared for that, right? You can handle that as well. That's good news, but you're prepared for the good news too. So.
Yes, sir.
So when you were at Belleville East, right? What kind of things were you involved in? What did you do? What was your day to day when you were a Lancer?
So freshman year, I tried out for the baseball team, made it, did not make it sophomore year with Mr. Blumberg.
Oh, Mr.
Bad feelings there, but I decided to run cross country and track and finish that out through the senior year. Hit out most of the time. I was Spanish club president my senior year, with Miss Benavides, and Mrs. Fry. I don't know what her married name is now, but
Mrs. Meath now. Yeah.
Mrs. Meath, yes. So we had a good time. We all had a good time, and that's what I did. Kind of hit out the rest of the time, kind of stuck in the back of the pack.
No, that's cool though. You're doing some stuff. So when you were in class, did you ever sit there and think someday, man, my dream is to own this, electric company? Was that in the works?
I was not the best of students, so I was more of a C student, and so my goals were different. I was just trying to make it home and do my own thing and then go to school, and that was not always the right thing to do. So my sister kind of kept me in line. She was a year younger. Didn't really have a whole lot of goals other than trying to buy a nicer car.
And you worked in high school? Did you have a job?
I did. Before I was 16, I went down and got a job at the new Shop and Save. So Shop and Save had just opened up in 1996. And so I went down, grabbed a job 3 days before they opened to make $4.10 as a courtesy clerk.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did that for a year and then decided cleaning bathrooms was not my thing. So
courtesy clerk means you clean bathrooms. That's
yes,
what that means.
you just have to do it with a smile.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
fantastic. All right. Did you have any other side jobs? Did you mow grass? Did you do
I
anything?
mowed grass. So I mowed grass and did landscaping jobs from 16 all the way to 24. And that's how I made around 10 to 15,000 extra dollars a year.
Wow.
I would advertise on the mailboxes with a pamphlet that I made out of a copier that we had, and AOL was just started in 98, I think, or 99. So yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
that was.
So when you left Belleville East, did you go to college after East?
So I did. I went up to Lansing Community College. I was going to try and get into Michigan State. My older brother, had graduated from there. I decided to work for Excel, which was a long distance communication company, and sold pagers. I took that a little more serious than the school and ended up having to come back 1 semester later. So I came back here and enrolled at BAC, which is now SWIC, and stayed there for 2 years, and then got into the apprenticeship program, Electricians Union apprenticeship program in 2003. And then I decided to finish my college out as well at SIUE, where I did 10 years later.
Wow. Okay. So why did you pick the electric route?
I didn't. So at 18, I'm not positive that kids know what they want to do. And I think a lot of people give them freedom to pick, but they're picking for the rest of their life. And so it's very difficult to do that when I've gone through it. My dad has gone through it for 30 plus years. And so he picked for me. And I didn't know he was picking. And it worked out. He knew what was better for me than I did. He knew my talents.
Your dad was an electrician.
No, my dad was in construction. He worked for Hanks Excavating and Landscaping in the administration, and he knew the different trades. And he knew that the electrical trade was one of the better trades to get into that he felt comfortable with. And he knew my background with small engine repair and tinkering with things. And he thought it would be better that I do that. And it worked out for him. So,
yeah.
So I think kids need to learn to listen to their parents just a little bit closer. They've been there, they've done that. So.
Yeah. So you and your brother end up starting this in 2013 and successful today, right? And you're not mowing grass anymore.
Well, nobody tells you all the bad things that happen to get to that success. So we could spend years talking about that, but it's been a good ride. We've made a lot of good choices. We've made a lot of bad choices, and it's cost us a lot of money to learn those things. But overall, we've come out on top so far, and it's by taking advantage, I would say, of an opportunity that doesn't seem very big to begin with.
Yeah. So you had some obstacles then, right? If you started as an electrician in 2003 or 4, and then you start the company. So give us an example. What's something that happened that you were like, oh my gosh, and then you had to recover and do something else?
As far as the new business, or,
or at any point, right? Because there's obstacles.
Yeah. So, well, let's just say finishing school. So I could have just quit to get my bachelor's degree. I could have quit because I got into the electricians union. I decided not to. I decided to go to night school. So I would work all day, go to my classes 2 days a week at the union hall. And then the other 3 days a week, I would go to SIU at night. And then I ended up finishing with a bachelor's in business with an emphasis in marketing. I didn't know that would mean anything. Well, in our business and in today's day, marketing is one of the biggest items to push a company into other people's view. So I didn't know that would work out well, and it has. So finishing school was a big deal. It did cost extra money. I did have to do a lot of landscaping and mowing on top of that to pay for that, but it was worth it. As far as the business goes, I would say customer service. People visibly look at someone and try and size them up between their finances and what opportunities they can get from that person. You can't do that because every person is different, and you never know what opportunities are going to come from someone that you have no idea where they came from, who they know, or what opportunities they have available for you. You have to treat every single person the exact same way. You get good with the bad, but overall, I'm sitting here 7 years later because we treat every single person the exact same way. And sometimes we get taken advantage of, and sometimes we get the biggest advantage, which is an opportunity that someone gives us because of who we are.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So before we start with the 5-question Friday, would you consider it good advice for kids that are in my class 2 years from now to say, yeah, I think I want to be an electrician?
I would. There is a huge shortage for people in the plumbing, HVAC, and electrical. If you wanted to do electrical, if you thought it would be something interesting, find someone that you know. Our name is all over Google. You can come here. We can talk. I've talked with different schools. I've talked with different industrial classes. I've had people come here and send their kids here to talk to me about what their day would be like. We can show them what their day would be like. Seeing something and listening to someone that's in that trade helps you to make a better decision.
That's good. That's good. All right. So here we go. Let's start with the 5 questions. Okay. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Your favorite memory at Belleville East High School?
Oh, one of my favorite memories. I'm not going to say who it was. One of my buddies at the last day of school jumped up on top of the roof of C-Node and ran all the way around, C, D, or where all the lockers are.
The node. Yeah.
With a cape on his back. And we all watched in the windows as all the teachers looked up and all the kids looked up at this guy running on top of there. They didn't know what it was. And he jumped off and got away.
No way. He got away.
Got away. And unfortunately for him, everybody remembers him like that. But that was one of my it was so much fun.
Wow. Well, don't try that today because social media would be all over the video would be everywhere.
Yeah.
It'd be everywhere. I've never heard that story before. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So what do you think has been your main component to your success overall? If you had to pick one thing that helped you be successful, what do you think it is?
Putting customers' needs before yours. It can't be about money. When it's not about money, you will be successful. That goes for anything. If you're working for somebody, if it's about the money, you will not be as successful as when you are believing in what they believe in. The boss, the owner, the team that you're a part of, whatever they believe in, if you believe in the same thing, you will strive towards success. When it's about the money, it's going to be difficult.
Wow. Okay. All right. Question number 3, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, or Facebook?
Well, I don't have any one of those on my personal cell phone, but
There you go. None of the above. None of the above.
Right. Well, my wife does let me get on her Facebook and look at the marketplace every once in a while because I do like to buy and sell things. So I would have to say Facebook.
All right. All right. Okay. So who would you say is your celebrity crush? Who is it? Who would that be?
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. It usually takes people a second to think about that. You didn't have to think for a second. You knew that one right.
Yeah. We just watched the CMA Awards here. So fresh on.
There we go. Okay. This is question number 5. Outside of your family, who has been the most influential person for your and your brother's success?
Sure. I would have to say it's a hard pick. For the financial part and the good decisions in business, I would have to say it would be Barry Hayden.
And your dog doesn't like Barry Hayden.
What's that?
And he helped you out, just gave you advice when you needed it.
Yeah, that's my dog. She's at work. She's with me at work, so can't leave anybody at home alone. So yeah, I'd have to say Barry Hayden, and my dad has never steered us wrong with any of the decisions we've made. He has been the guiding source towards a good decision, and it always happens the way he said it would happen. So
that's pretty good guidance. Okay, so your final thing, like if you could speak to all my students, all the students above Belleville East that see this, like what advice would you have for them going forward?
I have a niece that's a senior right now, so I told her the exact same thing. You're going to be faced with an opportunity, and you have no idea which way it's going to take you. If you can see yourself taking that opportunity, every single day we make choices. Choices take 1 second to make. So we need to be making the positive choices for that day. You can look towards the future, but you've got to make positive choices for that day.
That's awesome. That's great advice, right? For our future, that's for sure. So, the Belleville East Lancers, remember, there's going to be a day when you guys will be adults and you get to pick what you want to do. You get opportunities that come in front of you, and you get to make a choice of what you want to do. So, Joe Jarvis from Jarvis Electric, we always finish every Friday with a phrase where I say, stand up for what you believe in, and the students say, even if you're standing alone. So if you want to send us off this week with that, that'd be great. Here we go. Are you ready? Stand up for what you believe in,
even if you're standing alone.
All right. That's your 5-question Friday for this week.